shall I say. I don't know why I said this weekend. Anyway, we're live. That's right, we're live. We have 1 minute and how much time left before we officially go live? 1 minute and 29 seconds before we are officially live. I'm going to go ahead and hit that record button. But we out here, though. We out here. Hope all is well with everybody. It's the Lab Tech Show. I got on my mama's cooking. Yeah, my mama's cooking shirt. So we're going to be cooking some stuff up in the lab today. And you know what? We're going to try and switch it up a little bit and bring a little fun to the show. And I don't know how long we'll be able to do it, but we're going to have some fun with it. But we're live in 1 minute, all right? So stay tuned. How was your week? Put in the comments. Let me go ahead and activate this real quick. Go ahead and put in the comments your city and state of where you're watching from. Put in the city and the state where you're watching from so we can see where you're tapping in live at, okay? City and state. Don't just put the city. Put the city and state. We'll be live in 27 seconds, y'all. It's the Lab Tech Show. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We're going to be live. Don't forget to bring your adult beverage. That's right. Don't forget to bring your adult beverage. Because I've got my Minute Maid. What you drinking on? Mama D said I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. That's what's up. I see you. 7 seconds, y'all. We're about to be live. Y'all ready? See you on the other side. What's going on, everybody? Hope all is well with you. Tall Boy tapping in with you for another installment of the Lab Tech Show. What they say? What did Cardi B say? This what's my favorite word? Ow. Anyway, look, we're here to talk tech news. My name is Tall Boy, and we're just here to simplify it in a language that you can understand. We want you to embrace it so you don't get left behind. All I ask you to do is bring your adult beverage, whatever that may be. Minute Maid is my drink of choice, but some people may have their H2O. They may have their liquid courage. They may even have a glass of wine, whatever that may be. So just have yours ready. And as we go throughout the show, this is an interactive show. You just interact with us in real time and let us know how you feel. And we have an action-packed show that I think that there's some topics that you may be interested in. And you go from there. Please share the show with a few people. Let them know what's going on. The goal is to get to 500 followers by the end of August so we can go ahead and get monetized. Because, you know, this don't make no sense that we out here kicking out this valuable content and people not watching. Come on now. Like, this is some free game out here that y'all could save some money, not get hacked, you know, not lose money, or take advantage of an opportunity. So please share the show with a few people. All right. So put in the city put in the city and the state. That's right. Put in the city and the state where you're tapping in. OK, let me know where you're watching from. I see Mama D says she got her Bud Ice. She says hello, everyone, and hit the spot. 10:06 got her eyeballs out there. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with the eyeballs. And Lisa Maria says, hello, everyone. That's right. That's what's up. So that's what we're doing. Like I said, this is a family show. We definitely want everybody to tap in and get some valuable content out of this. And I see you, Tall Boy. Love the comments. Okay, that's what's up. Hey, hey, Tall Boy and Lab Tech family. That's what's up. I see you guys. Decatur, Georgia, tapping in with Hit the Spot 10:06. And I'm pretty sure a few other people will be coming in shortly as well. All right. So without further ado, the gentleman decided that I guess he didn't got Hollywood on all of us now. And since he didn't got Hollywood, he don't call. He's a no show, no call. So, I mean, when you do a no show, no call, what does that what does that do? What happens when you get a no show, no call? Let me know when you get a no show, no call. What happens? Well, I can't worry about that right now because I got we got something going on. So I'm gonna go ahead and introduce my brother from another mother, and we've been good friends for a good minute, and he's gonna take over the word of the day. So hold on, check this out. He's somewhere in the United States, from L.A. to New York. Where are you, Revis? Don't forget to honk the horn. Alton, you there? Uh-oh. Alton. Did he hang up on me? Lord Jesus, the man that hung. Oh, my God. I had the man on the phone. Let me see if I get the man back on the phone. Lord, I just had the brother on the phone. Lord, help me. We live on. This is a live show. And he hung up on me. Alton, where you at? Oh, my God. I can't make this up. He was just on the phone. Okay, we got our word of the day, and Revis is a no-show, y'all. So I don't know where he's at. And Alton, are you there? Can I get anybody to call in? I mean, Mama D. Lord Jesus, I don't understand. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Oh man, he said. Oh my God, he said. We live. We ready for you now, Alton. Oh my God. So we're gonna have to scrap this segment right here because I had somebody on the phone. He was ready, but he's about to hit the stage like literally right now. He's actually headed to a comedy club. But our word of the day is called Dauntless, y'all. And we're just going to have to figure it out on our own because apparently the no show, no call guy, we're going to have to talk to him. He's going to have to get a fine. And then my other guy, he's not available. So let me go ahead and break down Dauntless for you guys, and let's see what we're going to do because I'm not no comedian and I don't try to break stuff down for y'all. So let's just try to figure this out to the best of our ability. Is he going to answer? Nope. Nope, he's already up. We can't even worry about it. We got to keep on. The show got to keep on rolling. All right, so our word of the day, y'all, is dauntless. Basically, dauntless is someone described as dauntless is incapable of being intimidated or subdued. In other words, fearless. With dauntless persistence, the ship's crew navigated the vessel through the unexpected storm, escaping with minimal damage and no casualties. Dauntless. All right, so I'm not intimidated of anything, and I'm pretty much fearless. So I just looked at it as, well, we not intimidated of doing this show. A lot of people are scared to just get on live and turn on the show. So I guess I'm kind of dauntless, and it is what it is. So I don't know if I did a good job with explaining that, but we just gonna have to make it do what it do. Are you intimidated by something? So if you're not intimidated by anything, saying that you willing to bust somebody upside their head, talking about you ready with the Pastor Troy voice, and you're not intimidated, you're not willing to be subdued, or if you're fearless, that means you're dauntless. Okay. So with that being said, I hope that you got a little you've gotten a little value out of that. And that's pretty much what it is. Dauntless. We're going to have a conversation with Revis on a no call, no show. And we need to come up with a proper fine system because y'all know we start this show on time. And I don't know what's going on. So we're going to pray that he's all right. But let's just pray that he's okay. Let's just say that because we don't know where he's at. But this is not normally him. So we're going to pray that he's all right. He's not on the side of the road because we know he's had some truck issues over the last couple of weeks. OK. So we're going to just keep it moving and keep it pushing. All right. Dauntless is our word of the day. We're going to find a way to use that word in a sentence. And if we do it, we'll be all right. All right. So let's see. What else do we have? He said, great job, tall boy, on the word of the day. I hear you. I appreciate that. And like I said, I was not expecting this because I thought I had somebody on deck, and then they were not available at the last minute. So instead of Revis, how did Tallboy do on the word of the day? So put in the comments: 1, he nailed it. 2, that was a hard word. 3, what is he doing? Or 4, we're proud of him. I'm taking over this segment. So which one? They say give Revis a break. It's hot everywhere. Okay, well, I mean, he can get a nice cold alcoholic beverage and be on time, and we'll be all right. But put in the comments and let me know what you think, Miss Shirley, or anybody else that's watching. How do you think I did with Dauntless? It's someone who is fearless and someone who is not easily intimidated. I ain't intimidated. I know how to take on this word of the day. So 1, he nailed it. I like that. I appreciate whoever said that. I need a couple more 1s. And somebody said, what is he doing? All right, it's always one hater somewhere. I'm not mad at y'all. All right, we're going to get back into this in a minute. All right, let's see. What is your beverage choice of the evening? Just put in what you're drinking. No long sentences. Just put what you're drinking. And let me know what is your beverage choice of the evening. And while you guys are doing that, I'm going to go ahead and put up our stash stock party of the evening. And this is your opportunity to own a piece of stock if you guys are interested. All right. So our stash stock party of the evening is the Mattel Incorporated. All right. So you guys remember Hot Wheels and some of the other toys that we played with back in the day. So go ahead and claim your stash stock if you would like to. You have 3 hours, 48 minutes, and 51 seconds to claim your stash stock. It's absolutely free. It costs you nothing. All you have to do is go to stash.com/party. And you can own a piece of incremental stock of Mattel. You don't get a whole stock. You just get like a 0.225, a 0.111, or a 0.091. You get that. You don't get a whole stock. But at least you can say you own Mattel. All right? There's nothing wrong with saying you own something. And it's absolutely free. And if you use the code that's in the description of the video, if you use the code, then you get $20 when you spend $20. Can't go wrong with that. So let's get back to this. What are they saying over here? What are y'all drinking? Somebody said water and ice water to chill. We're waiting on the screen to pop up with some of the things that you guys are drinking. I know Mama D said she was drinking her Bud Ice, of course. Shout out to, is he here? Awesome Wood Things. He's here. And I haven't seen anything pop up on the screen just yet. But you see, I got the Lab Tech Show courtesy of Awesome Wood Things. That came courtesy of him. So thank you so much. We got it placed properly on the wall. And I was trying to put the other one up, but I didn't see a hook to where I had to do it. So I'm going to have to play with it a little bit more and do the double-sided tape, or I may have to just put it somewhere else. So definitely want to let you guys know that that I have it and is ready to go. You guys are putting in the what you guys are drinking, and I guess I did not fire it off. So one more time, if you can just put ice water, ice house, everybody else is drinking water. Put it on the screen, and I'll see what I can do to get that thing to pop up on the screen, and we'll go from there. All right. So the articles are in the description. Please check out the articles if you guys are interested. And Awesome Wood Thing says, logo sign looks good. That's what's up. Hey, man. Hey, we're trying to make it look good, man. We're trying to go into the third quarter going right. That's what we're trying to do. All right. So the articles are in the description. Please share the show. Please tell people what's going on. Let them know that. Please let them know that we are just out here just trying to inform you. We don't want this tech news to go over your head, and we want you to be aware of what's happening. All right. That's pretty much what it is. All right. So let's go ahead and tap into the show. I know y'all feel some type of way about Netflix going up on pricing. I know you feel some type of way about YouTube TV going up on pricing. These streaming services, it's at the point to where they're saying, hey, y'all about to just pay cable prices, but you have to pay for our brand as opposed to just one brand. So we were trying to find ways to cut the cord. Well, we've officially cut the cord, but now the problem is, now that we cut it, now you got to pay more. And this is what I'm talking about. Peacock, they're saying their pricing is going up in August as well. They're not playing with us, y'all. They're saying, hey, streaming will get more expensive whether you're on the Peacock's cheaper plan, which is going up by $1 per month, or the Premium Plus, which is getting a $2 bump, and you're going to have to pay about $11.99. So, I mean, we already are paying much for or we're paying a lot for YouTube TV, because it went from $64.99 to $72.99. Netflix went to $19 or $21.99, and now Peacock is saying, hey, we want a piece of the pie too. So this is how the article reads, and I'm gonna break it down to you. And like I said, you can follow along in the description if you like to. All right. They're saying that more streaming choices than ever before. Peacock has joined those services that are getting more expensive. And they're saying that prices have been confirmed that the streaming plans are going up effective August 17th. So if you're in the South, kids go back to school around that time. So it's going to be school clothes, or it's going to be it's going to be paying for Peacock. All right. They're saying effective August 17th, they're going to be going up in pricing, with the cheaper premium plan going up by $1 each month from $4.99 to $5.99. And the Premium Plus package that gets rid of the ads on most content and adds downloads for offline viewing, along with access to live local NBC channels, are going up by $2. So instead of you paying $9.99 a month, you're going to pay $11.99. As of midnight Eastern Standard Time, and annual pricing by Peacock changed as well. So if you wanted to pay for the whole year, instead of you paying $49.99, you're going to be now paying $59.99, and that's for the one with ads. And if you paid $99.99, it's now going to $119.99 for a year of premium. This is the first price hike for Peacock, but it's just the latest in the string of bumps where they have raised prices. So Netflix, Paramount Plus, Disney Plus, and HBO Max, they've all gone up on their pricing. All right. So this, I don't know why they're doing this, but I mean, I guess they're saying the content is getting better. They have to come up with the money for this. So this is what's going on. They're saying that basically the truth is this trend isn't going to stop anytime soon. Streaming services need to raise their prices or embrace advertising if they want to meet investors' expectations. And they're going to have to risk losing subscribers who don't want to pay those jacked up prices along the way. So that's what it is. You either watch the ads or you pay more, or you pay more. And the investors who invested into the company months ago or years ago when they first launched, Peacock or any other respective streaming service, they said, hey, we want to see a return on our investment. And if you promise me this, I want to get my money back. So this is why we're paying for this. They're also saying NBC Universal owned streamer in January said Peacock would hit its peak losses this year after losing nearly $1 billion in the previous quarter. They lost $1 billion. That's a lot of money. And they said that Peacock ditched the free streaming plan that was available for new subscribers, while free access for Comcast cable subscribers ended in June. So if you had Comcast, you were able to get Peacock for free, but it ended last month. But now they're saying, hey, we had a free streaming plan, and that's it. So now this was the cool thing about Peacock. They had a coupon code where you could pay for the premium package for a whole year for $20. That's right, $20. But now that coupon code is expiring, and hey, you've had Peacock for $20 for the whole year. Now you need to go ahead and go to this new pricing model, which is $5.99 or $11.99 for premium. Or if you want to pay annually, it's going to go to $59.99 or $119.99. I don't know. Do you mind paying $1 more for ads or $2 more to not watch the commercials? Now with Peacock, they're saying you get Twisted Metal TV show, you get Big Ten college sports, you get an NFL playoff game, and you also get WWE wrestling. So if you're into any of that on top of the shows that they're already giving you, such as Bel Air, the LeBron James television show, it's the movie. I'm sorry. If you don't mind paying that, then by all means, there you go. So outside of that, my question is, what are your thoughts on this? Like, I mean, this is starting to get a little pricey here. Like, nobody expected to pay this kind of money for streaming. It's almost at the point to where it's like, hey, we're paying too much money. So my question is, what are your thoughts on Peacock's raising prices? One, I get it. They need to make their money. Two, they were eventually going to go up. Three, I don't use their service. Four, all these individual services are the price of cable. Or five, the price increase is not worth the content provided. Okay, I don't know why the P did not go in there, but it's supposed to be the price increase is not worth the content provided. Put in the comments 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. Let me know your thoughts, and we're going to go from there. I'm not mad at you, Shirley. Shirley says, I need bootleg streaming service. This is getting crazy. I have it, and I'm only using it sparingly. Well, Lisa Maria and Shirley, I'm not going to say it live on TV, but I'm pretty sure since we all family, I'm pretty sure we know how to figure it all out, okay? Peacock, Awesome Wood Thing says, no, thank you. No, can't do it. Can't do this. Can't touch this. So what are you saying over here? 3, I don't use their service. And 5, the price increase is not worth the content provided. I completely understand. Now, Shirley is saying 3, 4, and 5. She said, just combine all 3 of these in one because I can't do this. This is just too much. Like, come on, y'all. Like, help me, help y'all. Like, everything is going up and everybody wants their coin. So I completely understand where you're coming from. And it's almost like and I know Netflix, they just ended their tier. And I don't know if you guys heard about this, but their cheapest plan, they just eliminated that completely. It's gone. Gone. So you got to pay for that upper tier. So you're paying for cable all over again. That's basically what it is. So you're going to have to find the free plan, the free 99 plan. That's what everybody's saying that they want. Put me on the free 99 plan. I'm not mad at it. I don't know. What are your thoughts? Like, who has Peacock? Lisa Maria says she has Peacock. What shows are on Peacock that make you say this is worth the watch or this is worth, the payment? Now, last year it was great because $20 for a code, you put $20 and you got Peacock for the whole year. That's a great investment. $20 divided by 12, somebody do the math. I mean, that's not bad. But now you're paying $5.99 a month. Man, that's a lot of money to just justify that. And that's with commercials, or $11.99 a month with no commercials. It's got to make sense, y'all. It's got to make sense. I'm not knocking what Peacock is doing, but I mean, it is what it is. I get it. I get it. They need to make their money. But most of you guys are saying, hey, I don't even use the service, so it's not even worth it to me. I understand. All right, we're going to move on. Shirley P says, I'm looking for the core. What the? Shirley. Yeah. Shirley says, I'm looking for the cord I just cut. Like, come on, man. Y'all got to help me out. Like, help me help y'all. Like, man, I get it. It's a lot. It really is. It really is a lot. And like I said, there won't be no TV if we don't figure this out real soon. All right. Let's move on to our next article of the evening. Our next article of the evening. I don't know if you guys even heard of this. Please be mindful. That's all I can say, is because we all do this. Okay, scammers are out here calling your phone. They're on the internet. They have some sad sob story when you're at the grocery store. They want you to cash a check or whatever the case may be. But now it's gone to another level of scamming. And we all, when we don't know where a certain business is, we tend to get online. And when we get online, we look for the number. And when we look for the number, who would have ever thought that the scammers would be posing as the actual business owners to get money out of you? Well, this just came down the wire yesterday, and I wanted to share this with you because I want you guys to be mindful of what's going on. Google Maps. Now, you go to Google and say, hey, I'm looking for the number to Delta. I'm looking for the number to my favorite restaurant. I'm looking for the number to whatever the place of business is. And it's out here. And unfortunately, unfortunately, they're here and they're going to take over. And it's not a good look. All right. So I need you guys to please be mindful of what's going on. I'm going to read this story to you, and it's an unfortunate situation, but the guy, he was able to be smart enough to not get scammed. But I want to let you know that this is how bad they're doing this. Okay, so I'm going to tell you what's going on, and let's tap in. Okay, it says beware of scammers. They're everywhere, even on Google Maps. Yes, even on Google Maps. So let's see, where are we at here? Let me get rid of that one right there. There we go. And let me bring that up right there. Come on. There we go. I'm trying to just bring it down. It's not doing what I needed to do. There we go. Come on. There we go. Are you going to come down now? Let's see. All right. Is it coming? Okay. All right. There we go. It's coming down now. There we go. All right. So this is what kind of happened with this gentleman here. He says that Google Maps has been a useful app that does more than just help you navigate quickly, but it gets you from point A to B. It tells you where to dine. It helps you with shopping. It helps you where to find entertainment, even hotels. It is a very useful app. And it also gives you the phone number to call when you want to get in touch with a business like an airline. OK, and what they're saying here is scammers submit fake business numbers to Google Maps to scam the users. So that's what the scammers are doing now. They're submitting fake numbers. And that way what happens is you call the number. And when you call the number, you're like, what's going on here? So according to a tweet from this designer here by the name of Shmuley Evers, it appears as though the scammers are replacing the legitimate hotline numbers on Google Maps with their own phone numbers. And he basically had an experience with Delta Airlines himself. And with him having this experience, he played along just to see where it went or how bad it would go. And he basically said that he says his flight on Delta Airlines was canceled. And he became obvious that Delta's customer service number was swapped. He looked up the hotline number on Google Maps, and then the party answered on the other side. So this is what's happening. Let's just keep it realistic here. I'm in a situation where I find out that my flight just got canceled, right? And when the flight get canceled, the first thing I'm doing is calling Delta Airlines or the respective airline's phone number. I'm not going to Delta.com. I'm not going to Southwest or whatever the respective airline's number is. I'm going to Google and typing in the number. And what the scammers have done is they put their number, the scammer's number, in front, or replace their number with the actual or the real number. And so now they're posing as if they're a representative of that company, and you put out your money, and guess what? When you show up to say, "Hey, I just paid," there's no record of you. This is a new low. Like, you can't make this up. Like, this is crazy. They're also saying here in this article that he's playing along with it, right? So his flight got canceled. He realized that, hey, I need to figure this out. How do I get Delta to take care of me and get me in the right situation? And he's talking to the gentleman. And as he's talking to the gentleman, that he's realizing some things aren't going right, but he's figuring it out. He says the call got disconnected, and then Ever's phone rang, and he got a call from a French phone number, and caller ID showed the name of a person unrelated to Delta Airlines. So that's when he knew it was a scam. So basically, he's on the phone with you. The phone gets disconnected. They call you back. Now, how did Delta have your number? I've never known Delta Airlines to call you back. Now, that doesn't even make sense. So that's what happened with him, and that's how he was able to tap in and realize that this was a scam. But everybody's not so lucky, okay? So I want you to be mindful of saying, hey, let's be mindful of this. They said the person identified themselves as an airline representative, and he says the gentleman gave his name and the confirmation number of his new flight. He was then directed by the airline representative to send the confirmation number of the new flight to another number via text message. He was also asked to pay for the new flight reservations up front. So he's realizing this is a scam. He's like, hey, something's not right with this. I'm not getting it. I don't think that you guys understand. And he's saying, I'm not buying this. All right. So with that being said, he said, worried that he was being scammed, he hung up the call and got bombarded by texts asking him to pay 5 times the price of his original ticket to rebook. And it turns out that the number from Google Maps that the man originally called was connected to Delta's local help desk. So it was connected to Delta's local help desk at JFK Airport. He did some work on, the back end because he was like, hey, I'm a little tech savvy, but how many other people would do something like that? And he found wrong numbers for American Airlines and Google Maps as well. And it says both numbers have since been corrected. And a lot of the information found in Google Maps is crowdsourced, such as the hours of operation for a business and hotline numbers. So what that means is somebody is giving the hours. That's what they're doing. They're saying these are the hours of operation for this business. And unfortunately, the businesses are not doing this, putting in their own informations. So scammers make calls pretending to be from other companies as well. And it's like Google could stop crowdsourcing information and leave it to businesses to provide information for maps. But since many businesses don't want to deal with providing Google with this data, Maps would lose the ability to provide information about many businesses. So Google just says we're going to continue to receive crowdsourced data. So this is why this is how the scammers are able to get around this, because it's like, okay, if the businesses are not willing to do it, then we can get over on you guys. So they're saying that what might have happened to the gentleman is that the information he would have texted to the airline representative, including the confirmation number for his paid replacement flight, would have been used by the scammer or one of his operatives to pick up the ticket at the airport, where it might have been cashed in, sold, or used. Fake businesses are also popping up on Google Maps, including scam locksmiths. Scammers are also calling small businesses, saying that they are from Google and will remove their Google Map listings unless they pay up to cover the unpaid bill. So the scammers are hitting the businesses and they're hitting the consumer as well. So you call up a locksmith, you call up the airline, you're just Googling it because Google is our friend, right? You're not calling Delta.com. You're not calling locksmithcompany.com. You're not going to their website. You're going to Google, and Google is providing this. And then now the scammers are saying, if you don't pay this bill, so now they're scared that hey, I might lose this business. Just think about a mom and pop shop. I don't know what I'm doing over here. I didn't even know you had my number, but thank you for the business. But now you're telling me you're going to take the number off of Google. People are going to pay up. Next thing you know, you got their money and you got ours. So please be mindful. And they're saying, they're also saying over here that had the gentleman continued to call, he probably would have been asked for some personal information designed to hijack the account. And basically, they would have just went on and had his money. So this is crazy. Like, there's got to be some type of government regulation. There's got to be some type of fine, a punishment. I mean, like, there's no controlling this. Like, you cannot control this situation. So with that being said, it's got to be the official. What did Hit the Spot 1006 say? If it's not the official website, I don't look at any other numbers. Now, I'm guilty of this. I'm guilty of. I'm very guilty of going to Google and just looking up the restaurant. I'm very guilty of looking up whatever it is that I'm looking for, and that's it. So your favorite restaurant, your business that you may need a tire service or a locksmith. It could be the airline like they were sharing here. It could be your cell phone company. So it's almost like, hey, the T-Mobile, Verizon, AT&T. The first thing you're going to do is say, where's the closest place of business? What's their phone number? You're going to call. And once you do that, that's just what it is, right? So what are the other comments saying? I call my neighbors for info on Delta. All right, Mama D. I mean, not everybody lives right next to somebody that works for Delta. I mean, I get that. You don't have to rub it in. I mean, I know you got the plug.com. Okay, I got it. I go to people that know a legitimate company. Yeah, but everybody doesn't have that access. So I get that you have that plug. I never give card info over the phone. Makes sense. Embracing technology has its cons and crooks. I deal with live on the phone customer service agents. So just because you're dealing with, we're praying that whoever you call, right? We're praying that whoever you call, they're giving you the right information. And hopefully you will not be subject to this information. But if you are a small business owner, if you own a business and you're watching this on a replay or you're watching this live, keep this in mind as well, okay? So just keep this in mind that if you get a phone call such as this saying, hey, you need to pay, it's a scam because Google is not going to charge you for this. If you are a business, if you're a consumer and you're looking for some information and they start asking you for money, I'm going to come in. And if they hang up and they call you right back, be very mindful that that is definitely a scam. Companies are not going to call you back unless maybe I don't even know, one or two companies that would even call you back. So I don't know. This is crazy. Use Waze to travel. So she's saying use Waze. So Mama D, I get it. Use Waze to travel. But what this is people go to Google. And when they go to Google something, they're expecting the information to be correct. The problem is the scammers, because it's crowdsourced, that means anybody can put their information in and they can change it. So if you have a place of business and you put your information in, I could go in and say, oh, the hours of your operation have now changed. You may say you're closed on Sunday, but I may say you're open 9 to 5. People start showing up to your door. There's nothing that you like, hey, we closed. I never said that. So that's something that Google Maps is going to have to do and say, do we want to do this or not? As far as saying, do we lock it down? So yeah, this is crazy. Like, I can't believe that this is even happening. This is a whole new level of scamming. And most people don't even know that this technology, or not even technology, that there's people that are out here doing stuff like this. So my question to you is, what do you think Google Maps should do? One, they are doing the best that they can. It's not their fault. Two, the government should impose harsh punishments on scammers if caught. 3, make companies input their own information to prevent fraud. 4, what does it matter? Nothing is going to change. Or 5, consumers need to be aware. It is what it is. Please put in the comments what you think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I definitely would like to know your thoughts. And yeah, let's talk about this for a second. Like, what do you think Google Maps should do? Like, they're just providing the service. They're saying, hey, we have the business. I mean, think about all of the small towns that maybe these scammers are getting over on, and they're doing this to. She says, I work too hard for my money. I'm not mad at it. I hit the spot 1006 says, I just work too hard for my money. Like, this doesn't make sense. So, but I mean, some people just don't want to do right by you. So, I mean, there's always going to be scammers. It is what it is. And I see that we got a couple 3s, we got a couple 5s. So make companies input their own information to prevent fraud. And then also consumers need to be more aware. It is what it is. Yeah. 3 doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, the companies can do it, but then now the question is, will the companies go out there and take care of their business the way that they need to and say, do you want to be recognizable on Google Maps? I just read a report the other day that most small businesses or entrepreneurs, they don't even have a proper website. They're relying on social media such as Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok to be their business. Whereas if you look at more international businesses, they have their own digital footprint and say, go to me.com. So like I have the labtechshow.com. I don't want to say everything is on Facebook, everything is on YouTube, everything is on Instagram or TikTok. No, you need to come over to the Lab Tech Show. So I don't want you to rely on the social media platforms because they could be gone today. Look at what Twitter is going through right now. So at the end of the day, prepare yourself because this stuff is happening. Mama D says 2, 3, and 5. What is 2, 3, and 5? Like, Mama D, you can only pick one. She says the government should impose harsh punishments on scammers and make the companies input their own information to prevent fraud. And then consumers need to be more need to be more aware. It is what it is. Yeah, I get it. I agree with all of these statements. And I think there's no wrong answer when it comes to this situation. There's really no wrong. There's no wrong answer when it comes to this. So just be mindful. This is what's going on. Businesses are being scammed. Right now, it started with the airlines because that's probably where you can get the most money, right? Like, hey, you just paid for this flight. The flight just got canceled. And they know that you would probably pay double or triple because it's the day of the flight. So most people are going to say, hey, let me go ahead and put this money out. How can Google confirm who someone is or isn't a business? I'm pretty sure you would have to upload your business license, maybe. This is just something just off the top of my head. I mean, if you have a legitimate business, I would say provide me with your business license, a copy of it, and then that way I know it's you, as opposed to saying, hey, who is this place of business here, and are they legit? That's what I would think. You know, it's like you have that information. You're registered with the state, you upload the information. The question is, with these small towns, with these mom and pops, with some of these small businesses, would they be willing to do that? That's the question. It's just another thing on their plate that they don't know how to do, or that they just choose not to do because they're not doing it. People are already putting this information up for them as opposed to you doing it. So it's like if a new restaurant opens, right? And somebody goes and they're saying, hey, give it a Google review. And then they say, well, what are the hours of operation? Do they have handicap parking? Do they have clean bathrooms? Do they have a nice wait staff? People are giving out their reviews. What are the hours of operation? Somebody puts out the hours of operation. Well, Yeah, it is what it is. The scams are crazy. Now AI is making it worse. Yeah, you're right. They are. I don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot to unpack, and I just want you to be aware of it. All right. All right, man. It's called the Lab Tech Show. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that notification button. Embrace this technology. We got you. It's called the Lab Tech Show. Come on now. We just want you to watch. We want you to hang in there with us. And we want you to just enjoy the interactiveness. That's what it is. We're building. Will you join us? The goal is to make it to 500 by August. So will you tell a friend to come hang out with us and subscribe? Join. Be a part of this family right here. We don't know where Revis is. I don't know what he doing. I hope he all right. We don't want no issues going on with Revis, all right? We don't need him to get caught up in a situation. So maybe he overslept or something like that. But it's the Lab Tech Show, and I appreciate all you guys coming out, hanging out with me this evening for another installment of the Lab Tech Show. All right, guys. We got another article for you coming up. How do I set this one up? We all have phones, and a lot of us don't. Well, most people don't even know. They just want their phone to work. Hey, I took it to the cell phone company. They put in whatever they needed to put in, and that was it. You got me up and running. We're rolling, and I'm happy. Thank you for getting me up. Thank you. Well, do you know what an eSIM is? That's right. You have your SIM card, but do you know what an eSIM is? If you have an iPhone 14, you should know what one is. If you have an iPhone 13, they have regular SIM cards and eSIM cards. And then also, if you have Android, there's some phones that are starting to go with SIM cards as well. I don't know why that popped up, but look, what is an eSIM? Here's everything you need to know. So this is some new technology. And with this being some new technology, as you get newer phones going into the holiday season, or as you get new phones within the next year or two, you need to be mindful of what an eSIM is. All right. And they're saying if you purchased a new cell phone in the past decade or so, you probably heard of the word SIM. All right. It's a little thumb-sized card that needs to be inserted to connect your phone to your carrier's cellular network and plan. So in the United States, you have you need data, you need a plan. They give you a little small card. You're good to go. It's been a staple of cellular technology for nearly 20 years. All right. And basically, the last few years, smartphone makers and carriers have started moving on to a new way of doing things, replacing the physical removable SIM card with something called eSIM. All right. eSIM is what they call it. In that case, E stands for embedded, which makes the sense as this is a SIM card that stays inside your phone and it cannot be removed. It performs the same function as a traditional SIM card, but it has the potential to make things a lot simpler for smartphone users. Now, one of the things that we've ran into or that we've had as an issue over the years is the phone couldn't get damaged with water because you wouldn't be able to work your phone because, whatever the components are inside of the phone, they would get damaged. And then what else can you do? So they removed the jack for your headphones. And now they're trying to make it to where it's a little bit more simpler for you as well to do this and say, hey, we're going to make this more simpler, make it more compact, and make it more powerful. That's basically what they're trying to do now. All right. The article continues to read and says, what is the SIM card? So as you can see right there in the picture right there, what is a SIM card? Basically, they're saying that SIM cards are short for subscriber identity module. And it started with 2G GSM standard over 20 years ago. we take SIM cards for granted today, but they were actually a breath of fresh air in an era where other cell phones had to be directly programmed with the carrier information manually. So when you went into the cell phone store, whoever that provider may have been, they had to manually type in all this information by a technician. Now it's like, hey, just put the information into a computer and you're good to go. But they're saying that those cards or those carriers that had those SIM cards, they weren't part of the CDMA cellular standard technology, and that CDMA has now gone away. We're now using GSM cards. All right, so all phones pretty much have GSM, and I think Sprint was the last phone carrier that was with CDMA. Correct me if I'm wrong, if somebody may know something different, but I think Sprint was the last carrier that did that. Okay. Also, they're saying that a SIM card sits in a special tray and it slides into the device like a drawer. It's typically supplied by your carrier and pre-programmed with account information like your phone number and the security keys needed to identify and authenticate your phone on your carrier's network. So SIM cards can also store contacts and text messages, although these features are rarely used as today's smartphones are much more powerful. So that's kind of like the basis of what the SIM cards were able to do back in the day. All right, so that's the carrier that the SIM card would sit in right there. So you can see that photo right there with the SIM card. And then they had different sizes. And the smallest size is pretty much what you see in most phones today. And I guess phones from about 4 or 5 years ago would sit in the one in the middle. And then the larger one in the back, probably around 2008, 2009, you probably had that one right there. Okay. So just giving you a heads up of what you do. So right now most people, not all, if you have an iPhone, you probably can't do this. You have your SIM card, you pop the little safety pin and the tray pulls out. You got your SIM card. If you lose that SIM card, you lose your phone number. That's how important it is. That's what keeps your phone number alive. All right. So without this card, your phone doesn't even have a valid phone number. So you won't be able to make or receive calls on a wireless network. And the U.S. and many other countries require that phones are able to place calls to emergency services. And even without a SIM card, you got to be able to have one. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it if you're in the United States. They're basically saying that the small card has a notch on one corner with the gold circuits on one side that connect to a card reader inside of your phone. So this is what the SIM card, once again, you can see it. I'm going to bring it up just a little bit so you can see what it looks like. So you see the gold notches, and basically once you push it in, it connects, and that's what makes it all work. And they're basically saying that since a SIM card is removable, you can easily remove it from one device and insert it to another. So if you cracked your phone, you wanted a new phone, you can put that phone into another, put that SIM card into another phone, and then you would be good to go. This allows you to upgrade your phone without calling your carrier. And it's also a great way to avoid roaming charges when traveling by setting up a pay-as-you-go service with a local carrier at your destination. You can swap out your regular SIM card, pop in a card from a local carrier, and you'll also have a new phone number on the network. You can often pick up prepaid SIM cards at airport kiosks and be up and running with a local number minutes after you land. All right. So that's how simple it is. So you can say, hey, I don't want people to know what I have. I don't want people knowing what I'm dealing with. Don't want you to know where I'm at. You can do that. So they're saying, however, the traditional SIM card is also a double-edged sword. They're saying that a removable SIM card makes it to switch your service over to a new phone. It's also another part that you have to fiddle with. And of course, it can be damaged, lost, or even stolen. So if you lose that SIM card, you lose your number. They're saying unless you take steps to set up a PIN on your SIM, but most people don't even do that anyway. All right. So just bear that in mind. Most people don't even do any of that. So we're going to scroll down a little bit and I'm going to say, what is an eSIM? Now, this is the part that I need you to pay attention to. Enter the embedded SIM or eSIM. Is a SIM card that's built into your smartphone and it can't be removed. So it's already programmed or embedded on the phone. It's not going anywhere. It performs the same function as a traditional SIM, except that it's programmable and physically connected, which is soldered to your smartphone's motherboard. Now, it may seem a little like a hassle when you first look at it, but they're saying, but traveling abroad using phones with removable SIM cards, you can swap to another carrier SIM card to get local coverage and avoid paying roaming fees from your primary carrier. So like Tallboy just went out of the country, right? And what I did was I put my SIM card in a very safe place and I made sure that I did not lose it. And then I just used a prepaid because over there, they don't do data plans. They don't do carrier plans like we do with Sprint, Verizon, and T-Mobile, and who's the other one? AT&T. They don't do that. So what they do is they do data. So you just pay for internet. I just pop in a SIM card, just pay for how many gigs of Wi-Fi I want, and I'm good to go. When I come back to the United States, put in my SIM card, my phone works perfectly fine, and I'm good to go. All right. But if I did not take that SIM card out, I would be down or be limited to 2G, but we're on 5G now. So you know how slow 2G is compared to 5G? eSIM technology actually makes switching carriers even easier, at least in theory. They're saying instead of waiting for a SIM card to ship or to make a trip to the local store to pick one up, you can make the switch right on your phone by entering the information from your carrier. You just scan the QR code with the smartphone camera. And if it already has a eSIM inside, you'll find options in the settings that allow you to configure your eSIM. And then you can switch easily between lines and carriers and manage your accounts. So if you go out of the country, you can say, hey, eSIM, deep. You pick the plan that you want. You're good to go. You don't even have to worry. When you get off that plane, you walk out of the airport, you're good to go. Now, what purpose does it have here in the United States to have dual SIMs? I don't really know what that, to have a dual SIM card. I don't know what that real purpose would be. But this technology is great if you're definitely traveling out of the country. But they're saying, unfortunately, while getting an eSIM should be easier than obtaining a physical SIM, they're saying that's not always the case. Carriers have taken longer than others to embrace the seamlessness of eSIM. So they're like, hey, we're still on this old school. So if y'all like that old technology, so do the carriers. Now it's coming. All right. And they're saying that you may encounter some problems where you may have to email your SIM. You have to mail your eSIM codes over or you have to go into a store before you can set up the phone. And then this takes away one of the biggest advantages of using the SIM. But they're saying most carriers are working quickly to catch up with the times. Now, devices with the SIM technology. So if you have one of these phones or if you choose to purchase one of these phones in the near future, this is something that you might want to pay attention to. They're saying back in the day, the Google Pixel 2 shipped with an eSIM that only supported Google Fi. That's another internet service. But then the Google Pixel 3 and newer Pixel devices support third-party mobile carriers. Samsung also bought into eSIM with the Galaxy S20 and the Microsoft Surface Pro LTE. I think that's a tablet. And the first Windows 10 device to ship with eSIM technology. Apple introduced eSIM back in 2017 with the Apple Watch Series 3. And they also said that if you had an iPhone XS and an iPhone XR, they said they debuted with the eSIM as well. So if you have one of these phones that I just mentioned, you probably have eSIM technology in your phones, okay? But they said Apple added eSIM to complement the physical SIM card slot. But then in 2018, Apple also included the iPad Pro. They added eSIM technology. but they did not remove the SIM card slot. So now they're saying, okay, well, the iPhone 14s, so that paved the way this year for iPhone 14 lineup, where the Apple has now removed the physical SIM card completely on all the US models and making eSIM the only way to get your iPhone 14 activated on a carrier network. So you can't even get a regular SIM card unless you choose to go Android. Period. That's just what it is. iPhone 14 models sold in other countries still include 2 eSIM cards. So if you want to go over to Canada or Mexico, you can do that. But you don't get access to, if you have Verizon, you don't get access to the 5G ultra wideband and AT&T's 5G plus coverage. So if you choose to go over to Canada or Mexico, you can get a SIM card, but you don't get access to 5G. So if you care about 5G, you're going to be stuck with the eSIM if you choose to go with iPhone 14. Okay. When can I start using the eSIM? They're saying that you probably already have it on your phone. I know the Google Pixel 7 does not have it currently, but they're saying laptops with cellular connectivity will also have it, such as the Surface Pro X. Acer, Asus, Dell, HP, Lenovo, and Samsung all will have this technology as well. All right. Basically, if you're using a dual SIM with both physical SIM card and eSIM, such as an iPhone or a Google Pixel, you may also be able to transfer your physical SIM information directly to your eSIM. Many carriers allow for this, and iOS and Android provide tools to make it quick and easy. And once that's done, you can toss your old SIM card aside and free up the slot for a physical SIM card for traveling. That's basically it. Now, they're just saying, while you want to check ahead, you may be pleasantly surprised to find out many international carriers support eSIM, and it's hard to argue that it's much easier to scan a QR code than trying to fiddle with swapping out a small and fragile SIM card. So I don't know if you know how fragile that thing is, but you take that little pin, you literally, if you drop it, it's so small, you got to do it, have an open space, make sure it's a small spot. It's about the size about the tip of my fingernail. That's it. That's how big the SIM card is. So if you drop it, you'll be like, where did it go? Where did it go? Where did it go? So, I mean, it's probably good to know that you do have this eSIM technology and you don't have to worry about it. But keep in mind that this technology is coming. So when you purchase your next phone, the eSIM technology is already going to essentially be there. All right. What are your thoughts on this? Is there any value for old SIM cards when you retire old phones? No. To be honest with you, Shirley, there is no value. There is none. So basically, the technology is just too old. So you keeping that old SIM card, there's no value behind that. Let me see. What do we have here? Did I do this right? Okay. I'm not sure why this is taking so long. Do you like the eSIM feature is what I wanted to ask. So do you like this eSIM feature? 1, yes, I like its potential of giving me a better phone. 2, no, the prices of phones will only increase. 3, who cares? 4, I need some time to prepare for this technology. Or 5, go back to the older phones. Let me know in the comments what you think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do you like the eSIM feature? That's what I want to know. She says, I just got the 14 and it's no longer there. Yep, the eSIM technology has taken over. And like I said, all you do is just scan a QR code and you're good to go. And if you want to swap over to another service, you can. You can have 2 services. You can have AT&T and you can also have Sprint. My head is exploding. Guess this is more than I'm ready to embrace for now. It's okay, Shirley. But see, that's why we're here. We're here because this technology is here, And like the last comment from Mia, she said she's got an iPhone and she didn't even know that the SIM card was there. And so we're breaking it down so you have an idea of what's going on. Okay, this is going to change the game. Yeah, well, I don't want to bombard you with this, but they have something out called eSim. I'm just letting you guys know. There's something out called eSim that's even more the technology that's out there. So if you want to Google what eSim is, you're going to be like, well, we're not even ready for eSim yet. So, and also the SIM cards, some cellular carriers, they put an expiration date. So if you don't use this card by a certain time, that card is no longer available or is no longer programmable. So I don't know how that works, but I see with my T-Mobile cards that I have, they charge you $10 for this card, right? So when they charge you $10 for this card, you have to use it within 90 days or 120 days. And if you don't use it, then basically it's of no value. I don't know the old stuff, Mama D says. Okay, I hear you. Let's see. Stop trusting software so much. Yeah. Well, we live in a world that we have to. Yeah. That's what I'm seeing in the comments. That's why I never let my older iPhones go. I have an iPhone 13 Pro Max and my old school iPhone 10. Don't know what Sims it's got, but that's how I like to roll. Now, there's nothing wrong with what you have, but you got to remember that with these iPhones, they only get updates for so many years. And after those updates are over with, you're not going to be protected by that. So if you have an iPhone 13 Pro Max, you're okay. But then the iPhone 10, I don't know how many more updates you will get. But once they go up to the next update, if it's not supported, the phone's not going to work. So eventually these phones are going to eventually just go out and you're going to have to recycle them anyway. So the question is, what did you think of this technology? What do you think of the feature? Do you like it? Let's see. Do you like the feature? Let's see. Where are we at here? I'm having a little technical difficulty over here. All right, there we go. One, I like its potential. It gives giving me a better phone. So basically with it being soldered on or embedded into the phone, they can make better phones. They can give you better batteries, longer shelf life of the battery. So right now, I think they only allow you to put like a 5,000 milliamp battery or a 6,000 milliamp battery. They might be able to say we can put a bigger battery in there and the phone can last even longer. So I think that's really what the biggest problem is making sure that we have battery life. That's really where we're at. Okay. So the biggest thing is, where is this technology going? What makes the phone better? I mean, right now you've been seeing commercials about foldable phones. They're trying to make these phones where they are. So that's just what it is. All right. So I think it's a consensus, even though it's only one or two people that are commenting. They're saying, I need some time to prepare for this technology. I'm not mad at it. I understand completely. And this is why we bring and do this show called the Lab Tech Show. So that way you guys can be mindful of what's going on. You can embrace it today and be ready for it tomorrow so you don't get left behind. Because whether you get a new phone or not, you're going to get a new phone eventually. And you need to know what's out there. So at least you're more informed of what's going on. And I thank you guys for hanging out with me and allowing me to share this information. So please share the show with some people. Let everybody know what's going on. And then also don't forget that, let's see, Tallboy's got merch. Make sure you go get yours. We have T-shirts. We have stickers. We got hats, cups, coffee mugs, bucket hats. We got all kind of great stuff. We got our word of the day. And then if you come over here and click browse all, it's there. So go to shop.tallboy.us and get your selection of whatever you would like. We have something for travel. We have something for tech. And we also have something that some of the sayings that Tall Boy would say, like stay in your lane. And I don't have the bandwidth to deal with this right now. So go over there and get your merch at shop.tallboy.us. And then for the ones that are not aware right now that we do have a website. It is called thelabtechshow.com. So don't put the in front of it. Just put labtechshow.com. And basically the goal is to get companies to come over here and we get them to be guests on the show. We've had Dina Gazarian. She's come on and talked about Austere. She is the CEO of Austere. We've also had, we've had Robbie Cabral come on to the show. We've had Jared from J5 Create. And we've also had some other great people such as Hugo and William and Carlton Breen come on to the show as well. And as you can see down here, here's some of the other brands that have been on the show. They've done giveaways, and you guys have walked away with some knowledge on some of their products and how their products work. And hopefully you guys have gotten some value out of it, and hopefully you guys will continue to support them if you know somebody that's in the market for one of their great products. So go over to the labtechshow.com and get, maybe you may know somebody that has a tech company and say, hey, you need to be on this show. And maybe we can get Tallboy to have you on to showcase your product. So go get a chance. If you get a chance this week, browse the website, labtechshow.com, and give me some feedback next week and let me know what you think. All right. So that's pretty much it that I have for the moment. I do have a question for you. And I did show you briefly the merch. And I wanted to know, what are your thoughts on the merch? Put in the comments what you think of the merch. We had the T-shirts, the hats, the bucket hats. Let me know in the comments what you think of it. I would definitely appreciate it. And Shirley Polk says, thanks for keeping us in the know, even if our heads explode. Look, I'm spoon feeding this information to you guys. I really am. I'm spoon feeding this information. So I'm taking it very slow with you. Now we're going to pick it up when school season picks back up, because we got to be ready to go. Like Noah's Ark is about to leave. All right. So I don't want to overwhelm you, but I told you, please look into ChatGPT. I told you to look into AI. This information is here, and you could probably make it work for you. You could probably make it do your homework. If you have a job, you might be able to say, give me five ways that I can use my business and let ChatGPT do it for you. Great show as always. Thank you so much for that comment. I definitely appreciate that. But we are going to step it up a little bit. I think we have been spoon feeding you guys a long enough to where you're like, okay, now I'm not going to go over your head, but I am going to pick it up. And I'm going to challenge you guys to come on. I don't want y'all to leave me, but I do want to challenge you to say, come on, we need to get on board with what some of these younger folks are doing, because they're watching the YouTube videos, they're watching the TikToks, and you guys are saying, hey, I'm not ready for this. I don't get it. I don't understand. So we're going to probably try to whiff through some of this a lot faster and be a little bit more aggressive to where we can tap in a little bit more. Okay. So outside of that, yeah, it's the Lab Tech Show. I mean, we're here breaking it down. We're simplifying it. I am going to challenge you guys to please share this show with one or two of your friends. Please put this on your respective social media page. I will have timestamps up there by Friday. So if you get a chance by the weekend, please share the show on your respective Facebook page. If you don't have Facebook, if you're using Threads, just take the link and put the link in on Threads, or put the link on Facebook and share the show. I need and I would like to have 500 subscribers by August, and I'm going to ask everybody to support me in whatever way they can. All right. I don't charge for the show. So if you guys would like to support via Cash App, or if you guys would like to support any other financial way, by all means, you can do that. But like I said, we do not charge for the show. We just want you. Comments are funny, man. You guys are hilarious. You're taking me to school already, watching the show. It's coming, man. I'm trying. I'm trying to get y'all there. All right. So hopefully you guys got some value out of this. And hopefully you guys will appreciate what's being shared. All right. Lastly, before we get up out of here, if you would like to support, you can go over to tallboy.us. You can go to labtechshow.com or yourliveproduction.com. Those are the brands. All right. And if you would like to support, feel free if you're on PayPal or on Cash App. Those are the respective names that you can make a donation to this content. And no donation is too small and no donation is too large. I definitely would appreciate. And then also, if you have Roku or Amazon Fire, we have our own respective channel. I am really looking at trying to push more content on that Roku and that Amazon Fire station. And it might be more micro content. I haven't figured out how I'm going to do it. But by the holiday season, we're going to be finding a way to get that content on Roku and Amazon Fire pushed out. I have a vision for something. And instead of me relying on YouTube, we're going to rely on our own respective brand. That's what it is. We cannot rely on these other platforms. We've seen what happened with Twitter, and I need to own my own entity. So I know that Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and Threads have their own respective thing, and that's where people are. But we're going to find a way to do that. All right. So with that being said, I definitely want to thank you. And somebody says, good night, community. See y'all next week in the Lab Tech Show. I definitely appreciate you guys. I can't thank you guys enough for watching. And you guys have a good week. God willing, we will be here next week. And hopefully you guys got some value out of it. Please share the show with somebody. Let them know what's going on. And yeah, that's pretty much what it is. I can't think of anything else. What did they say? You already know. Tall boy. Y'all have a great week. It's the Lab Tech Show. Y'all ready?